Hi, my name is Bill McMahon. I serve on the staff of Scott Dawson Evangelistic Association and Strength to Stand. And first of all, I want to thank you for your willingness to serve as an encourager. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through what's going to be going on at our event, and I'm going to walk through some important things that you need to remember as you're the first person that comes in contact with a student that has just made a decision to follow Christ. First thing I want to tell you, and I'll probably remind you of this a few times, is smile. You're an encourager. We want the first thing that the students see is a smile from somebody that wants to walk them through the decision that they've just made. We want anyone that's 13 years or older to serve as an encourager for us. Let me just walk you through a few things that are going to be happening in our event. Scott Dawson, or one of our speakers, will present a clear message of the gospel. He'll give people a chance to respond during and after the message. It's so important to get information in the students' hands as quickly as possible. They've made a decision, and that time is critical when they need to get questions answered and they need to confirm the decision that they've made. As you enter the response area, you'll want to look for the flags that have Strength to Stand on them, and at that time you're going to be given a pin, a badge, and you'll be given this New Believer's Guidebook. We believe this guidebook accomplishes three objectives. Number one, it confirms the decision that they made. Number two, it provides the Gospel of Mark, so it gives them a great 4-week Bible study. And number three, it gathers some vital information that I was mentioning earlier where we can follow up with the student pastor and with the church. When the students start coming back, go ahead and hold the book in the air. You don't want there to be any question about who's an encourager and who's made a decision. You can spread out in the area. We want you to pair up men with men and ladies with ladies, so that's very important. Don't wait for us to pair you up with a student. Go ahead and take the initiative. If you feel the Spirit leading you to walk to a student, go ahead and do that. So you've been paired up with someone. Let me give you a few things to remember as you're going through the book with them. Start by just introducing yourself. And don't forget to smile. You want to introduce yourself to the student, get their name and so forth, and then ask them what led them to come back. You're going to begin by turning to the back of the book. And let me say right now, and I'll probably remind you of this again along with smiling, is to please use good handwriting. That helps us because we're trying to follow up with the student pastors that night. We want to get them an email. And it also helps us with long-term follow-up with the church. You want to start by getting their name, the address, and the church they came with, and just start putting them at ease. You're just getting information to follow up with them. Then you want to go to the first question that said, are you choosing today to follow Christ as your personal Lord and Savior? We found that about 50% of the people that respond to the message will check yes. At that point, you want to congratulate them and then reaffirm their decision that they made. If they say no, we give you more options and you can go through this list. If it's not on the list, just write in what their decision was. And don't worry, if they ever have a question that you can't handle or you don't know how to answer, just raise your hand up and one of our representatives will be glad to assist you with that. If you're ever in doubt with a question, then I would suggest what we say is go to page 2. Page 2 is what is the gospel? It's the bridge to life. Scott, one of our speakers, will walk them through this, but you can confirm that by going through the plan of salvation with them. Once you're finished filling out the tab, we want you to go ahead and tear it out. You'll hold it in the air and give it to an SDEA representative. And then don't forget to give them the book. We find a lot of times people get excited and they just forget to give them the book. This is for the student to keep. We want you to pray with them. We want you to encourage them to read through this before they go to bed tonight and to get more information and to follow up with their student pastor and share their decision. So that pretty much covers it. You're a trained encourager. Let me go over a few reminders for you. Number one, smile. If I haven't said that enough, we want to make sure that you smile. There's nothing to be nervous about. All you're doing is confirming a decision that a student has made and getting information to them. Again, write legibly. We would really appreciate it if you'd write clearly on that tab so we can read it right after the decision time. And we don't want there to be any doubt who's an encourager and who's made a decision, so don't forget to hold that book up in the air. And lastly, if in doubt, go to page 2. It is the most important thing that we do at our conferences. The bands are great, the excitement is great, but we are here for evangelism. We are here to communicate the gospel to these students. Thank you so much for your willingness to be an encourager. If you have any questions, you can always call our office in advance, or you can ask one of our representatives at the event. Thank you. You're now a trained encourager.